welcome or welcome back to this channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Tony. This is Business Life with Tony, and on this channel I go over the journey that I've had in the home care service. So I started out wanting to do a group home for seniors, and that eventually changed. So now I have a license in home service agency, and I just come here to kind of show you guys the things that I've been doing, how far I've come, just my entire journey. I give advice, I give tips, suggestions. I allow you guys to leave questions in the comments section, and then I create a dedicated video based on your question. And in this video today, I kind of wanted to talk about maintaining your reputation when it comes to clients and keeping clients. So I'm gonna say right off the back, make sure you get to know your client. Even if it's a part of the assessment or on the application somewhere, you kind of just take time and ask them things that they like to do, things that they're interested in, like gardening or hunting or just anything. Have they ever been interested in it? And that can actually go a long way. So when they have birthdays that come up, or if there's a holiday that comes up, and sometimes we see things that go on sale. So Michael's always runs sales, and I'm kind of going into another thing here, but Michael's always runs sales. Joanne Fabrics, they have really good sales, and I love their items. It's really good quality pieces. So many places that you go, and they have things that are kind of outside of the box. So if you happen to go there and see like a deer card and it's empty inside, and you know that you have a client that loves deers, and you know this client likes hunting, so that will be a card that you can get and put away for a holiday that's coming up, or just a thank you for being a part of our mission, something like that. So just keep an eye out for things like that, but you definitely want to build a relationship with them, get to know them. This is also going to help when it comes time to pairing your client with a caregiver. So if they have the same background or the same beliefs, or if they have some of the same interests, they have things in common, then it's kind of easier to pair that client with a caregiver, and then they're going to have a really good relationship. And if they're having a really good relationship, it'll last longer, and that looks better for your agency. Also, when it comes to word of mouth, they're going to be telling people, oh, they really took the time to match me with somebody that really is for me. So those are the kind of things that you can think about. I want to also mention, once you get the client, don't leave them hanging. Check in with them, make sure they're okay settling in. If there's anything else that they could benefit from, or any questions that they have, just kind of check in with them periodically and follow up. You also want to make sure that you're doing check-ins on your caregivers. So just following up with the client again and asking, is everything okay with the caregiver? Do you feel like they take good care of you? Do you have any complaints, anything that you think we should work on? And it doesn't always have to be negative. You can kind of, also throw some things in. Is there anything that you love that the caregiver does? Is there anything that I should mention to the caregiver? Would you nominate this caregiver as employee of the month, and some of the reasons why? And then also, when you're gathering that, you could kind of use that for content. So I would create something that says the client's name, maybe just like a first name, or one of our clients mentioned that our caregiver, they love that our caregiver did this or did that. And then it also kind of showcases, to future clients that you guys really take the time to make sure that people are taken care of. You're going above and beyond, that you're getting really good reviews from those clients. And so those are some things to think about, just really trying to connect with your clients, and thinking outside of the box. I feel like one of the really good things that I do, I don't know, it's like, I think it's like a love language. Like, I love to give, and then as soon as I see something that makes me think of somebody, I get it for them. I might hold on to it, or I might give it to them right away. But for sure, like, I get to know my people, and then say if, they're like, oh, this was my anniversary date, like I remember their anniversary date, and I'm hitting them up in like a couple of days before, I'm already hitting them up and I'm like, hey, what are you doing for your anniversary day? You know, just to kind of let them know I'm thinking of them, or it just comes to my mind when I see the date. Like I just automatically think of people if they mention something. So a client is going out of, ooh, I forgot where they were going actually, but going out of the country. And before they left, they had already told me when they were leaving. So right before they left, I had said, safe travels, make sure you take lots of pictures. So, they're going to be thinking about me and they're going to be taking these pictures. And then hopefully when they get back, maybe they send me some and then maybe I can share those photos. That's pretty exciting. To have clients that, they're still living their life and they're sharing that with me, and then I'm able to share that with my agency's platform. So that's something else to think about. But just think of the most ways that you can show somebody that you care. And sometimes it's just little things. If for birthdays, you can call and say happy birthday, or you can mail a card and just kind of sit and chat with them, because they do get lonely sometimes we have people that just need companionship. And so on their birthday, their kids may be moved away, or honestly, before I started my own agency, I met a ton of people who just didn't have family and their birthday was just another day. So even just giving them 5 minutes of your day and saying happy birthday, how's it going, or something like that. Those are things that I've done in the past as well, just giving them a few minutes of my time on the phone. And even asking sometimes, is there anything that you need? And then trying to find resources for them. So always thinking about them, and it doesn't have to be individualized. So, if you speak with somebody and they need something, chances are somebody else might need it too. So if someone says, I cannot afford briefs this month, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm either going to find a resource for them, see if we have petty cash or a way that I could get it for them. But if there is a resource that provides it for them, I'm going to put it in a newsletter. I'm going to put it in an email. I'm going to find a way to get this information out to all of my clients, so that anytime there's a resource or there's a benefit or something that they could benefit from, it's going to be circulating at all times, and they're always going to think like, wow, she's always thinking about us. And like I said, if one person needs it, somebody else probably needs it. So the person who actually didn't ask for this resource is probably like, oh my gosh, she is heaven sent. She knew that I needed, or how could she have known that I needed this? It came right in time. So you get some of those reactions. And being involved with the families, if they have grandkids, getting to know them a little bit is not, bad. I actually had a client, the daughter, she didn't like that. I don't know. I talked to the mom and I found out that the mom had a garden. She named her plants. It was a bunch of things that we talked about. And so I continued that conversation, just not even thinking about the daughter. And when the daughter walked in, she was like, Mom, you don't tell me about any of these things. I didn't know you had a garden. I didn't know you named it after Grandpa. And I kind of felt bad, but I know I can't feel bad because it's not my fault. Like, I'm talking to your mom and I'm getting to know her and I'm learning her, and this is my client, and you definitely shouldn't feel bad about getting to know the client and doing what you think you should be doing. But I felt bad because I know the daughter felt away. But it literally just took a minute of us sitting on the couch together, and I saw she was bored with the TV, and I thought, instead of finding something else to watch, I want to talk to her. I want to learn my client. I want to know what she did as a little girl. I want to know her interests when she was younger, or if she could do anything today, what would it be? Like, would you start a garden? She had a rose bush. Actually, she had 3 of them, and they were really tall. And I would go water them for her, and that's not something that we would typically do. I will say, stay within your scope and whatever you're supposed to do, because if something happens and insurance isn't going to cover something like that, you shouldn't be doing it. However, I did for this client because she enjoyed her roses, and so me, I know how much she loves her roses, and she was worried about them not getting enough water in the summer, so I would water them for her, and she would watch, and that just made her so happy. So, I mean, come on, I did it. But that's how we started talking about gardening and things that she would do today that, she used to do, but she doesn't do anymore. And that also helps because she can easily come sit on the balcony and look at the flowers. We could take 5 to 10 minutes, however much, depending on how much sun is out there, and just sit and she can admire her flowers. Or I could give her a pail of water that, is comfortable enough for her to hold, not too heavy, and she could water her own flowers as well, and that would just be like, she would love that. And again, of course, when I'm speaking about this, like, that's something that, we're going to tell our caregivers, if it's not on the care plan, you shouldn't be doing it. You should be following exactly what's on that care plan. You should not be doing anything out of scope. Of course, this is me working privately or as a startup, not having caregivers and working the clients myself. So this is like why I'm sitting with clients. But yeah, just looking for those things and talking to them, and it's a part of the job, it's a part of the role. I talked about this before, especially if they have companionship, encouraging them to do activities, talking to them, encouraging them to go out into the community, encouraging them to, let's bake a cake, or something fun, something that's interesting, and they shouldn't just be sitting there bored, honestly. So just thinking about some of those things to kind of enhance their quality of life. And they could sit there and be bored without you, but what do you bring to the table as an agency? What can you bring to the table to enhance their quality of life? I think is what we should be thinking about. So those are just a few tips. And then I know when I cut the camera off, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, this, and that. But if that happens, I'll just create another video. But anyway, that's all I have for this moment. Please consider subscribing. Check out the other videos on the channel. If you haven't yet, check out the Facebook page. I will leave the link in the description box. Check out the website. I don't think I have anything new on there currently, but if you're new here, you may want to check it out. There's a few things on there that could help you to complete your application process. And I have a list of the policies that I needed. This is not the policy and procedures. It's just a list of the policies by title that I needed. And I think that's all. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Yeah, okay,